Yep.
This is Christopher Dunn live on the scene. As we all know, the Atlanta Falcons are currently looking for a Taco Mac Video Insider for their website, and I've come here to this unassuming suburb of Atlanta to introduce you to the man who could be your next insider. I'm going to take you inside the mind and the life of one of the biggest Falcons fans and your next insider.
What makes Chris Dunn the perfect candidate for this position?
Well, there's a number of reasons. One, I've been a Falcons season ticket holder for over 20 years, ever since a little kid. That's been what my year revolves around, basically. Go back to my favorite team all time would be the 91 Falcons. I could still name almost everyone on that roster. Oddly enough, my favorite player was a little backup quarterback from southern Mississippi named Brett Favre. Don't know why exactly, but I liked his personality. I liked his talent. I could still tell you about the coaches. I could probably list a numerical roster for you if you really wanted me to. Moving forward, I was a diehard fan through some lean years. One year I even had, when I was 12 years old, had a drawing on the season ticket, but never gave up. Always knew the Falcons were going to get better, get there. 98, got to see them go to the Super Bowl. It's been fantastic. The team's going really in a great direction. Every Sunday, I'm out there with my family and friends, tailgating with the Fambulance. It's an ambulance decorated up with the Falcon stuff. You certainly can't get any more dedicated than that. And growing up around the Falcons, I gained such a love for sports and sports journalism that I decided that's what I wanted to do with my career. In high school, I was a sports editor for 2 years, followed that up at Georgia State, got my journalism degree. Now, just for fun on the side, I'm covering high school sports for a local newspaper. Certainly don't do it for the money. I do it about the passion I have for sports. And I think this is the perfect opportunity for me. You're really not going to find anyone that's a better fit for the job.
What experience will you bring to the table for this?
Well, most of my life I've tried to get on camera in terms of sports journalism. You could even go back to elementary school. I spent a couple of years doing our TV announcements, the sports reporter. In college at Georgia State, I was a sports reporter on our news broadcast for a year. And for the last several years, the Falcons Face-to-Face show, I've been regularly appeared on there asking questions of various Falcons players. Nothing's going to really get me nervous if I'm in front of the camera because I've been there before.
What is your favorite part of the Falcons season?
Well, it's hard to pick. I love so many parts of the season, but if I had to say, I'd probably say draft season because I'm also a huge college football fan, so there's something exciting about everything from the Combine, the Senior Bowl, players that you've watched for 4 years growing up, and where they might fit into the Falcons. Every year I love tearing into any book I can get, Pro Football Weekly, reading about hundreds of draft prospects, see who might fit for the Falcon system, and then draft day, seeing who they pull together, the rookie free agents. I love draft time.
Which is your favorite Falcons draft pick of the last decade?
Well, there's been some good ones, but I'm going to have to go with the obvious choice, Roddy White. He was a kid coming out of a small school. Not many people had heard of him, but you had to love his size and speed combination. Everyone that knew me back then, I told him I thought he was going to be the next Terrell Owens, without the attitude problems, that small school prospect. I just really liked the mismatches he could provide. Took him a couple years to get adjusted to the NFL, but it's really paying off. I think Roddy White is going to be one of the top 2 or 3 receivers in the league within the next year or so once he gets a little more time with Matt Ryan.
What would be your biggest gripe with the NFL today?
Well, let's first say the NFL is the best sports league on the planet, but nobody's perfect. I've got a couple big ones. Number one, they're just too strict on celebrating. I don't understand what the big deal is. You look at a guy like Chad Ochocinco, who goes out there, he's trying to make things more entertaining for the fans. He knows they're the people that pay his salaries. What's wrong with him doing the river dance or picking up the pylon and golfing with it to celebrate a touchdown? I think they need to cool it out on the penalties and the fines for that. And number two, as a Falcons fan, my biggest gripe is that Tommy Nobis is not in the Hall of Fame. One of the hands-down greatest linebackers of all time, and year in and year out, he's overlooked by the senior voting committee. And a lot of people might say, he didn't play on any winners, but Dick Buck has never played on a team with a winning record, yet he's considered one of the greatest of all time. To me, until we see Tommy Nobis in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the whole thing is a sham.
If you were to exchange places with Thomas Dimitroff, what would be your draft philosophy for the Falcons?
When it comes to drafting, for me, the combine, the testing, the 40 times, that's all well and good, but I'm more worried about what you do on the field. I like someone who produced big-time games at a big-time college program. A lot of draft pundits were critical of the Falcons when they moved up to draft Sam Baker. They thought, all this stuff, he's short for a tackle, he's got short arms. The man started 4 years at left tackle at a huge program like USC. You have to be good to play in a position like that. So any day, give me a guy who produced on the college level over someone with a fast 40 time. There you have it. You've just met Chris Dunn, the bright new face of it, webcasting for the Atlanta Falcons. You've met him, you've gotten to know him, you've learned to love him. Now don't forget to cast your vote. Thank you.